you want to know my opinion on what I think, just keep on watching. Hey guys, what's good? It's your girl Nisi here and I'm back with a new video, and in today's video I'm going to be speaking on Sakiyna Thompson and her whole case. She just got found guilty of first-degree murder. So huge trigger warning for today's topic, but yeah, her story is crazy. So a quick backstory. So Sakiyna Thompson, she was 2 months pregnant when this all went down and she's 31. Keep that in mind. So she's in my age group. She flew from New York, 'cause that's where she's from, and she's off like Jamaican heritage, which, yo, the Jamaicans are going crazy. But yeah, she flew from New York all the way down to Florida because her baby father was seeing a 23-year-old, a 23-year-old. So she turned up, had this whole security uniform on, knocked on her door at 4 a.m., making it out like it's an emergency, something's going on. So obviously the 23-year-old girl, Kayla, she's opened the door, they've got into it, she's checked her like, why are you seeing my baby father, blah, blah, blah. And she's ended up unaliving her. Apparently in court, because she's defending herself, she said that Kayla attacked her, so she picked up the sharpest thing and then she just started. It's crazy. I'm gonna roll this clip and I will be back with my commentary.
Over 2 hours of testifying in her own defense, Sakiyna Thompson told jurors she was jealous of the relationship her boyfriend had with the victim, Kayla Hodgson.
A little, I guess you could say, jealous and like insecure.
Thompson admitted to flying from New York to Tamarack in July of 2022, in part to confront Hodgson about the relationship, hoping to convince the other woman to stop. This video shows Thompson showing up unexpectedly at Hodgson's Tamarack apartment at 4 o'clock in the morning. When Hodgson let her in, Thompson says a conversation about their love triangle quickly turned sour. Thompson says Hodgson hit her over the head with a hookah.
She just starts grabbing my hair and punching me, and I'm on the floor. I'm kicking. I'm trying to get up to fight back at this point because now it's a fight.
Thompson was 2 months pregnant at the time. She told the jury she had no choice but to grab something sharp and defend herself. Thompson testified that when she thought Hodgson was dead, she tried to clean up parts of the crime scene with Lysol wipes and paper towels.
Yeah, guys, so you just heard that mess. And when this news first broke, I was like, why did Kayla open the door at 4 a.m.? Listen, never open the door at 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. because ain't nothing good going on outside. That's demon time, you know what I mean? But again, she dressed up as security, so fair enough. She thought it was emergency or something's happening. Can you imagine 4 a.m. You've just woken up out your sleep and someone's questioning you about a guy that you're seeing? And it's just like, wait, what? Could they have gotten into a fight? Maybe, but because the girl's dead, it's your word against the dead woman, you know what I mean? So we've just got to go off with what you're saying. But I do like the fact that she's being honest, saying like I was insecure, I was jealous. But she's trying to make it out like it was self defense, and it's just like the fact that you dressed up as a security guard, it's given that you premeditated what you were gonna do to this poor girl. And it's just so sad, just so young, her life about to begin. And guys, when I say the guy is a dusty, because doing research for this video, I wanted to see who's this guy? Is he 1010? You know what I mean? Is he, a high value man? Absolutely not. And for the joke, the cherry on top of the cake, the guy has moved on and now he's engaged to a complete different girl. So one girl's got your baby and she's gone to jail for life. The other girl's dead and you've got a whole new fiance. Like when I say you can't make this up, you can't make this up. And these love triangles are becoming more and more common, which is really frustrating. If you don't know, I did do a video on Ramika Meeks. If you've not seen that video, do check it out and I'll link it at the end. But that was very similar. He was messing with his baby mom, who's Ramika, and he had a whole new girl, and his new girl unalived Ramika, his baby mom. So with this story, it's the other way around. The baby mom's unaliving his new girl. It's like, listen. And again, he was a dusty. Like these these males are dusty. Like, get my words mixed up. That's how vexed I am. Like, please, lady, it's not worth it. She's mashed up her life and she can't be a parent to her child. I think she had a girl. He's moved on and the other girl's passed away. Yeah, guys, let's get into some people's reactions.
Imagine murdering another woman so that you can have your man to yourself, and now you're going to prison, and he has moved on and is engaged.
Hours of testifying in her own defense, Sakiyna Thompson told jurors she was jealous of the relationship her boyfriend had with the victim, Kayla Hodgson. A little, I guess you could say, jealous and insecure. Thompson admitted to flying from New York to Tamarack in July of 2022, in part to confront Hodgson about the relationship, hoping to convince the other woman to stop.
Say it with me. Male-centered women are dangerous. Thank you. Male-centered women are dangerous. Thank you. Because to not... So let me give you the rest that y'all didn't see in the clip, right? She's with a man, right? This man starts cheating on her with a younger woman. I believe that she's 28 or something in that ballpark. The young lady is 23. You hop your happy ass on a flight to pull up on another woman at 4 a.m. And she claims her intention was to talk at 4 a.m. At 4 a.m. You went to that woman in completely black outfit, a face mask, and a baseball cap. And then after she stabbed the woman to death, yes, she stabbed her to death, she changes into the woman's clothes and then goes back to the man that she just killed that woman for. And the part that gets me is I seen clips of her in court and stuff, and she just seems so unbothered by it. Even the way in which she answers questions is very much like, I was jealous. And she tried to paint it as self-defense. She was like, she attacked me first. You showed up at that woman's apartment at 4 a.m. by the man. Let me tell y'all something right now. It's never that deep. It's never that deep. I don't want him. I don't want him. And this is, I will never argue behind no man. Because let me tell you something. If a woman ever feels emboldened enough, if a woman is with your man, or if a woman feels like she can go toe to toe with you about her man or a man, that man has made her feel that way. So you can have him. Listen, I'm not even arguing about no man. Honestly, I find it quite embarrassing. I find it quite fucking embarrassing and despicable. If a woman ever called me by the man, I'd be like, bro, you could do better. You could do better. Because what is this phone call gonna do? Listen, I don't want him. I don't want him. But baby, you gotta do better. It's so embarrassing to go to another woman. It's embarrassing to argue with another woman over a man. But to kill a woman over a man who you now don't even have. Pick me women have 2 brain cells and they never touch.
It's a lot, guys, and I'm with her. You couldn't pay me to argue or fight over a man. And yeah, I forgot to put, when I was speaking on this topic before, that yeah, after she unalived the poor girl, she got changed and put on her clothes and then went back to the airport and went back to New York like it was nothing. Even that, I wouldn't even drive on the other side of Manchester to go and confront a girl about this is crazy. She literally booked a ticket, flew all the way down there, and did a whole U-turn after she did what she did to her. And again, you claim all blacked out. I'm sure she had some big security jacket. It says security at the back. Mask on, because this was during 22. So COVID was still about blah blah blah. You went to a house to talk. Why did you not go to a house at 10 a.m.? Why would you go 4 in the morning? Who talks this kind of wants this conversation at 4 a.m.? She cleaned up. She got a couple of wipes, cleaned up a bit of blood, but then got off. She said she couldn't be bothered like ringing the police. You know what I mean? If it was self defense, yeah, as you're claiming now, why didn't you ring the police? Like a normal person would do that because again, it's your word against a dead woman. But because they've seen you on CCTV, they know how calculated you've been. This was your plan all along. Maybe you was just trying to hurt her, scare her, but no, 9 times out of 10, you wanted to unalive her. And listen, if a man's a serial cheat, as you've seen, he's just moved on. This poor girl's lost her life. He's moved on. If he won't cheat with this 23, it's gonna be a different girl. He's engaged. What you're gonna get? Like you can't unalive all these girls that you know what I mean. If a man's gonna cheat, he's gonna cheat. He's for the streets. He's not for you. When I say you can't make this up, yeah, this is the lowest of the low. This is really embarrassing. Like, listen, there's been a lot of embarrassing girls on that I've talked about on this channel, but this is just a whole new low. And then when I found out she was Jamaican, I was just like, for fuck's sake. She's got a video on her TikTok where she's like, Karen raised you, so she's taking shots at like Becky's and that. Sandra raised me. And when I say people are dragging her in the comments, like, oh, I bet Sandra's real proud of you. Is this what Sandra raised? She raised the killer. Like, it's crazy. Now, that video I did on that worker that unalived her manager at McDonald's, her TikToks were a bit, sketchy, knives, da 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 da. Same with this girl. I went through some of her TikToks, and yeah, she's cuckoo. Like that girl said, girls that are pick meishas, like their brain cells don't connect. They think different. They literally are like, my man, my man, my man. Some of her TikToks that I was watching, like the way she's all over this man, and just some of the like voiceovers that she's doing, like I will. It's just like this was literally just a madness waiting to happen. And I love how she's in court and she's like, oh, yeah, I was 2 months pregnant. I was scared for my baby's life. Then why did you fly all the way to New York to Florida when you knew you were? It's not like she didn't know, she knew she was pregnant. Why would you do that? What? You shouldn't be confronting no one when you're pregnant.
Well, that was fast. Guilty of first-degree murder. The jury wrapped this one up real quick, and my jaw did stay in place because this is Sakiyna Thompson, and she's, well, not the brightest bulb. She found out that Kayla Hodges was talking to the same man that she's talking to. She tried to reach out to Kayla, but Kayla blocked her because, ma'am, I don't know you. It's not that deep. You really can have them. But no, Sakiyna didn't just pull up to Kayla's house. She booked a flight from New York to Florida to talk woman to woman. And yes, she claimed self-defense. Sakiyna, this might be the very definition of premeditated, baby. You had so many chances to calm down. When you were on your computer comparing flight prices from New York to Florida, you could have calmed down. When you drove to the airport, you could have calmed down. When you were in that TSA line, you could have calmed down. When you sat in the middle seat next to babies coughing and screaming and crying, you could have calmed down. When you landed, you could have calmed down. When you were booking that lift, you could have turned around at any point. One different decision could have changed your life and could have saved Kayla's life, right? But instead, Kayla is gone. A mother lost their child, and you too, Sakiyna, because you gave birth while you were in prison. So you have also now lost a relationship with your child. That's 2 families shattered over someone who couldn't calm down and control themselves.
Shout out to her, and I agree. So many times, even when you booked it, you didn't have to get on the flight. When you reached, you could have just been like, fuck this, turn around and go back home. There's so many chances you have, and again, every action has a reaction. For you unaliving this girl, now you'll never get to see your daughter because again, she's from New York, so I doubt it. Her family's, well, actually, she might go prison in New York, but you know what I mean, like you're not gonna have that normal relationship with your child. You're gonna miss out on so much because guess what? You're in prison for life now. Like, was it worth it? And I just still can't get over that. My man's moved on, and he's engaged. Like, I'm sure his new girl didn't propose to him, so he proposed to his new girl. And I have to give the new girl a side. That do you think I'm gonna get with a guy who was in this love triangle because he was probably telling Shekinah sweet nothings, telling Kayla sweet nothings, and now both of their lives are gone. One's in prison and one's gone. Like, no, sir. And again, this guy is a dusty. There's nothing amazing about him. Like, some of you girls need to really go outside and touch grass because these guys that you be fighting over, unaliving people, they're really not worth it. It's just like, it's like you've never had a boyfriend before. It's like, oh, come on, you've got to do better.
That lady went on a Jet2 holiday from New York to Florida to go unalive a lady because she was messing with her man. Not a lady. The girl was like 23, and I want to say at the time she was 27 or 28. And from what I understand, she was in a long distance relationship with the dude. So, y'all long distance. He catching flights to come get cat from you, and then he catching flights to go get cat from the other girl. And then on top of that, she was pregnant. So you let some long distance danga-langa make you lose your entire life because you going to jail for life. I need to find out if she had the baby, because did you keep the baby? Did you have the baby? Like, what's going on? Because this happened in 2022. We're in 2025. So did she have the baby? What happened with the baby? Lady, for you to book a flight, and I think she went there a few days ahead of time. This was premeditated. Booked the flight, flew into Florida. You went to this girl house at 4 o'clock in the morning, talking about just to talk, and she let you in at 4 o'clock in the morning? I don't think so, because from what I understand, the girl blocked her on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. She ain't let you in. I'm pretty sure she forced her way up in there. And then she said the girl hit her over the head with a hookah. And then she picked up the sharpest object she could find and proceeded to put a fork in her dozens of times. And then I heard that, I think she put on the girl's clothes and then proceeded to clean up the scene, like with bleach and stuff like that. Girl, crazy. Y'all better be careful with these crazy broads. I'm telling you, they will unalive you over a man, over a piece of meat, baby. All this dangling in the streets, just on the side of the road for anybody to grab, and you going to jail, losing your entire life over one that don't even live in your state, city, town.
Y'all Americans need to chill with the Jet 2. Don't do Jet 2 holidays like this. But yeah, jokes aside, yeah, definitely premeditated. She knew. I didn't know she was in Florida for a couple of days. Again, since you were in Florida for a couple of days, you could have, you know what I mean, hollered at her in the daytime and spoke, because that's what you went down there to talk, right? Mm-mm. She was plotting. She's probably stalking her, because I want to know, how did she know where she lived? Like, how did she know her exact address? She probably seen it in her baby daddy's phone or something, but because you know he's catching flights to go and see her, vice versa. It's crazy, like, and I agree. She probably forced her way in, because you know when you open your door, sometimes people have got the chains. You open it a little bit. She's quite big, so she probably busted in there. And I feel like what I find the scariest about this whole story is that she put her clothes on at the end. So it's like, you really wanted to be this 23-year-old girl. Listen, it's giving single white female vibes. I've had a person that's like stalked me and watched my everything, and they started to like, dress like me, just trying to mirror me. It's really scary. And it's just like, please, I'm gonna need you to find your own identity, right? There's someone out there for everyone. But yeah, the fact that she poked her so many times, that ain't self-defense. If it's really, you'll do it twice max. But the fact that it was dozens of times, it's just like, you wanted to take her life away. It's crazy, crazy. When I say you can't make, this is literally, this is giving like American Horror Story. Like, this is like something you would watch on Netflix, but no, this is real life. Like, this is insane.
You are the definition of a yamid. Let me see if me get the story straight. You pregnant with man pitney. Man a cheat pan you with next gal. You find out about next gal. You decide to jump on flight for go next gal yard in Florida. You got the next gal yard in Florida at 4 a.m. in the morning. Fight broke out. You unalive her. You clean up the crime scene a little bit. You put on her clothes and you left. Then you get arrested. Then you go on trial. And then you just get convicted. And now you got prison while same man probably a friggin' next gal while you're on trial, and certainly while you are in prison. You are the definition of a Yamid. You are the definition of a Yamid, because at no point when you thought about everything that you had to do did you say, I wonder what can go wrong. What can go wrong? This is a lesson to all of the Yamids out there. Nuff man out here. Nuff man out here. Me no care how good the man is to you. Another man can be gooder to you.
Is it? Shout out to that Jamaican brother. And this is what I mean. A lot of Jamaicans are speaking on it and they are livid. But I agree, this is a definition of a Yamed. And if you don't know what a Yamed is, a clown, dickhead. Like there's words in Jamaica where they're like, don't let man take you for chicken back. Don't let no man take you for a Yamed. She is the definition of a Yamed because my man's out here with a whole fiance and obviously he's sleeping with her. You know what I mean? While you were on trial, while you were going back and forth in a court, and now obviously you've been sentenced. He's moved on and he's sexting another girl and loving on another girl. You know the saying, there's plenty of fish in the sea. He's not the only man in New York, or if you want to date out your state, he's not the only man in America. Like, you can do better. Even the 23-year-old, like, I don't even know why she was dealing with him because she lives all the way in Florida and he's all the way up in New York. But to each its own, in it. But you girlies, you've got to do better, man. And he makes me laugh. I'm like, this is to all the Yamads out there because there are a lot of Yamads, pick niches, you know, my man, my man, my man. Like, some girls, yeah, they literally have nothing going on in their own life, and all they can put on display is their man. It's like, yeah, I've not got a job, but you know, my man, da, 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 but my man takes me out. My man does it. Like, they've literally got nothing going for themselves. Ay, ay, ay. But shout out again, the Jamaicans are pissed. Like, when I found out her mum was jealous, it's like, you know what I mean? There's one thing being American, but fuck it, like the fact that you're Jamaican is like, nah, sir. And it's funny because now that I'm in the dating scene, when guys hear that I'm Jamaican, they're like, oh, I heard Jamaican girls are, you know, they're a bit crazy. And Jamaican girls are a bit, nobody with it. Stop right there, sir. We're not all like this, okay? She was an extra pick Misha slash Yamed. That's what I'm not a Yamed.
Craziest thing about this Sakiyna Thompson and Kayla Hodgson situation is that it proves in the worst way that being a male-centered woman, a woman who only prioritizes men, who does not have a identity of her own outside of men or romantic relationships and is so male-centered, not only will you be a danger and detrimental to yourself and destroy yourself and your own future, you will also just try and destroy the other lives of women. And if you're a woman who has that mindset and has children, you're a danger to children as well. Look at this Sakiyna Thompson and Kayla Hodgson situation. That girl got on a plane from New York, flew to Florida to kill that girl over a man who she was pregnant by. And do you know what that man is doing? Who was messing with both of those women? That girl has gone to jail on first-degree murder. She's going to be there for decades, pretty much the rest of her life. It'll probably be 20, 30 years before he goes off on parole. That other girl is dead, and that man is engaged and living his best life with the other woman. Do you think he was in her courtroom? Do you think he stood by her? Do you think he held her down after she did all that? That lady did all that for a man who could not give a fuck, has moved on and is happy. 2 women he was involved with, one is in jail, one is dead because of because of him not being honest. And this is not to put all the blame on the man. Sakiyna Thompson is wrong as fuck for killing that lady. She takes full accountability. But you did all that for a man who didn't give one flying fuck. Like, I think male centered women need to realize these men do not care. They don't give a fuck. Like, they don't give a fuck in the worst of ways. You will destroy your life, the life of another woman. And that man is nowhere to be found. In fact, he's happy with somebody else. Oh my gosh, take that as a lesson. Don't center men in your life. Don't center romantic relationships. Don't be a bird-headed brain woman like that. Man, and she deserves to go to jail. Like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe that story. It's insane.
She hit the nail on the head. That's what I meant to say. Male-centered women. Women who don't have an identity, they don't have a personality, or all day, every day, it's my man, my man. They want to be by their man's side all the time. They've literally got nothing going on for themselves. Or if they're out with their friends, soon as the man calls, they drop their friends and go and run to that man. So yes, male centered. Listen, in the past I've been friends with girls who they'll be out with me and my friends, and as soon as they get that call, they'll just drop us and be like, yeah, I gotta go meet my man. Da, 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 da. He wants to take me. Male centered, very dangerous. So soon as they start feeling jealous or they're feeling some type of way, like they might feel like the woman's flirting with them, be careful because they'll just beat you up just because of that. You know what I mean? They're very insecure. They've literally got nothing going on for themselves. So soon as their man's giving their attention to another female, they start feeling some type of way. So if you're cheating or creeping, you can only imagine it's gonna end in someone being unalived or seriously hurt. Like this is insane. But I agree with her. Like she said, I can't believe this. So young, and again, she's gonna do at least 30 to 40 years before parole. But I'm sure they said, life without parole. So, and it's just sad. Her daughter, like, she's literally gonna have to grow up like not being in her daughter's life. Like, it's very selfish. And again, man's happy now. He's moved on. He's living his life. When you was on trial, going to court, he wasn't there supporting. You know what I mean? A man always wants a ride or die chick, but these men will never be ride or dying when it's the other way around.
They said Sakiyna put on Kayla's clothes after unaliving her. You know what I heard? That Beyonce song, baby. It was just ringing in my ears.
I can wear her skin over mine.
It's giving, I want to be you. I want to live in your skin. I want to smell like you. So much so that when he sees me, he's just going to be like, ah, yes. It's quite disgusting when you think about it, honestly, truly. And to think that it's going to have that sort of effect on him. Like, it's wild. And now this woman is behind bars. A young lady's life is lost, all because of a male-centered woman. Male-centered women are dangerous, baby. And they come in each and every age group, teens, 20s, 30s, 40s. I fear that it gets worse as they age, because then there's like this fear that their beauty is diminishing because they're aging and they're more competitive with younger women as well. And it's wild to me. It's so freaking wild and unfortunate, Y'all have to be mindful of the company that you keep, baby, and be mindful of these men that you're interacting with. Sometimes these soul ties and these soul lessons, they run deep, baby, but a lot of it can be avoided. You do have a choice. And these women that are in the comments, like, pay attention to the women in the comments, baby, saying, oh, she should have never, messed with him, and that's what you get for trying to sleep with someone, and all that. It's wild, some of the comments. Y'all got to read through them. But it makes me, like, side-eye. Like, y'all are forever blaming other women, but never the man, when he's the common denominator. Honestly, truly. And I'm sure that all of them involved had, like, some deep soul lessons and deep soul contracts, baby. It's just wild. And now you in prison for unaliving this young girl who's no longer with us, and that man is free, laid up under somebody else. What is he, married right now, engaged, something like that, child? And for what? That's a wild outcome. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. These men are never worth it, baby. Never.
Yeah, man, she made some good points, and I agree. Not that Beyonce reference, but yeah, when you cheat, because obviously Beyonce did that on her Lemonade album when Jay-Z cheated on her. And it does make you think, like, when a man cheats on you, you do start feeling some type of way, like, why her? Like, what has she got that I haven't got? So some women can get so obsessed that, they want to unalive them. I want to wear her skin. She put on her clothes after she unalived her. And if you look at them, yeah, side by side, they do look very similar. Like, they're both, got a bit of meat on them. They're both brownings. Like, he's got a type, you know what I mean? Because sometimes people were getting them confused. Like, you have to put each name next to them. But yeah, the whole aesthetic, the wigs, the way they do their wigs, the nails, you know what I mean? A lot of girlies are looking alike these days anyway, but he has a type, and his new girl probably looks very similar to them too. But no, I agree. Again, people are in the comments blaming the 23-year-old, and it's like, how he's the one that was playing away and cheating. The 23-year-old, she did know of her because she blocked her on socials, but he's probably saying to the new girl, oh, that's just my crazy ex, don't mind her. Listen, crazy baby mothers, crazy exes. If it's too much and like they're stalking you and harass, leave that man alone. It's not worth it. If that 23-year-old would have left him, maybe she still would have been. You know what I mean? Like, these guys are not worth it. That's why I'm dating. And when guys are like, I've got 4 babies, absolutely not. Because I know out of those 4 baby moms, one of them is still hung up over you. So absolutely not. But yeah, she told no lies. She made some really good points. Soul tiles are real. Stop sleeping around with people, and you know what I mean? Because yeah, sex, wrap it up. Unless you're with that guy, like proper relationship, you've been with him for years. Other than that, protection at all costs.
That is why I do not fool with male-centered women. That woman traveled across state lines to go and take the life of another female over a dude. Hold on right quick. I want to go to Google and see how many men are left on the planet. Google says there are 3.97 billion men in the world. That was as of 2021. I don't know if the numbers have dropped yet, or maybe they rose. And according to Google, 166.1 million dudes are in the United States of America. This is to say, never ever could it and should it ever get that serious. Her name is Sakiyna Thompson, and she unalived her ex-boyfriend's current girlfriend, Kayla Hodgson. Miss Ma'am took a flight from New York to Tamarack, claiming that she came there to confront the woman about the dude. Obviously, common sense tells you that no, she came over there to take that woman's life. But she came to the woman's apartment at 4 a.m. in the morning, and Kayla let her in. Ladies, don't you ever let a female come into your apartment talking about she want to talk about a dude. You should never be alone with somebody who has a mutual interest in the form of a man. She came over there wearing all black and a face mask. She had every intention on taking that woman's life. I've had male-centered female friends before, and let me tell you something, when God gave me the way of escape, I got up out of it. Typically, my way of escape would be the man talking about me, because dudes like that, they don't like women who have confidence at all. So they'd immediately start complaining about me to the female. In one particular case, I had a friend that was getting ready to have an event, and she did not even invite me to the event. And I kept asking her, why? You keep telling everybody about the event in my face, but you have yet to invite me. And even standing in my face, she wouldn't invite me. Why? Because her dude was coming and he didn't like me. Our relationship didn't last a month after that. Those type of women would do anything to be with a man, especially if they have a man that they're idolizing. They'll do anything, and I do mean anything, to be with that man. They will annihilate or eliminate anybody they feel that is in the way of what they believe to be their happiness. This is why the Bible tells us to love God with all of our heart, mind, and soul, and to love our neighbor as we love ourselves. God also says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. When you don't follow those principles, you fall into the trap of idolatry. Consequently, you won't love God, which means you will easily sin against him, and you won't love yourself. And because you're deficit in love, you'll believe that any man, especially a narcissistic man, has the capacity and ability to love you, to give you the love that you don't have. So you'll do anything to be with that man. I'm talking about even putting your own kids at danger. I know women that have put their children at risk simply because they had a man that they were idolized and they wanted to prove themselves to that man. That woman traveled across country and used a knife to take the life of another woman. All the same, let me warn you this. I don't know the story between this guy, but some dudes will sit there and they will allow their ex-girlfriends to know who their current girlfriends are because they want to see a fight. They want women to fight over them because they have low self-esteem and big ego. Don't you ever play tug of war over no dude. Chase after God. I'm talking about chase God with everything that you are and let him bring the right man in the right seat.
Shout out to her. She made some really good points, and I agree. The only man you should be chasing is the big God. Like, I agree. The Bible verses that she said, it's so true. You're not meant to idolize or love no one above God. But these women, they become obsessed with these men. And I'm like her, that self-centered, that male-centered friend that I had. I'm glad that God removed her from my life, just like what happened with her. How I hate when people talk about events or birthday parties and you're not invited, but they'll be like, "Oh, come shopping with me. I've got to buy all this food. I've got to buy all these decorations." And you know, when you just stood there waiting for the invite, but like she said, she wouldn't invite her because her man was coming and her man don't like her. Listen, you need to sort that out with your man. It's not my fault your man don't like me. And again, a lot of men don't like women when they speak the truth. Again, they have these huge egos, but they're really insecure, and they love when women be cat fighting over them. Back in the day, it used to be like little scrabble, little cat fights, cussing out one another. But now it's gone to new heights, new levels, and women are unaliving other women over them. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, she made some really good points, and I agree. Any male-centered women, please, God, remove them out my life and get them far away from me.
I promise you, a man will always be the downfall of a female in this generation, because somewhere along the line, there is a new creation of man clown, man toilet bowl, man tool pan, man hammer, man doorknob. It's just never gonna stop. You pick up yourself, book a flight, go through TSA, take off your shoes, put it in the bin, and go up on the plane, take a car, and drive God a woman yard, go confront her about a man. The only person that needs to be confronted here is your man. I could never understand why when females find out that their man is cheating, you guys always resort to calling up the other female. We are called people and pitnify. Are your man hate you? Are your man owe your loyalty? Half of the time, these girls have the impression that these men are single and ready to mingle because the man them not claim, you know. It's absolutely insane for this generation of women to be giving up away their whole life just for your man when I want them.
All right. He told no lies. Listen, half of the time, these men are not even claiming your ass. Most new girls don't even know about their ex or that they've got baby mums. There's so many people that have come on TikTok. They're like, I was dating this guy. 12 months later, I found out he's got 2 kids. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Men will be out here, like he said, man-made doorknob, man-made bin, like all these man-mades. They're forever recycling. They're forever coming up with some new ish. But they will be your downfall. And in this case, you know what I mean? The main dominator between these two women was the downfall for both of their lives. I don't know, yeah, with Kayla, if they knew that she was seeing this guy. Again, she was 23. Like, I wonder, like, what her family's like. You know what I mean? If my daughter was to come to me, or let's just say a friend, and they're like, I'm dating a man in a whole other state up north, I'd be like, nah. If you can't even trust the men in your own state or in your own city, so why are you dating a man all the way in New York and you're all the way down here? Like, absolutely not. And just because she's so young, you can do better. Like, you literally had her whole life ahead of her. I'm with him. Like, listen, half of the time these men ain't claiming you. They don't want you. They don't like you. Like, the fact that, you know what I mean? When a man cheats on you, it's so disrespectful. He don't love you. He not like you. Take it out on him and leave the woman alone. Now, if the woman's clapping back and she's like, you know, I'll beat you up, then all bets are off, in it. But most of the time, 9 times out of 10, these women don't even know. Like, I don't know you. Who are you? He's not claiming you. He said that he's single. But yet you want to be, you know what I mean? You want to fight her and you want to unalive her, but you've not got none of this smoke for the guy.
The Sakiyna situation would show you that women that idolize relationships with men deserve to be with that man. And you want to be careful. I found myself in a physical altercation last year with the side chick of my ex-husband. It got to the point where I was being disrespected, and at the time, you know, when I was just confronting a friend, the side chick decided she wanted to run up and get in my face and pop her mouth, and so it ended up getting a little physical at the time. And so it was more spiritual for me because I was on the fast and I was building my relationship with Christ. I'm not gonna lie, like, that situation really did kind of put a wedge between my relationship with God, because I'm like, God, like, I was mad. I was like, how did you allow this to happen? Like, I prayed that something would never happen like this. But back to the story, it goes to show you that people that idolize relationships and idolize men will go to any extent to have that said person. The fact that you have to literally fight someone or hurt someone just to keep someone is diabolical, because now you ain't gonna have him and she out the picture. That sounds very stupid to me. And I feel like as a woman, you having respect for yourself is gracefully walking away. I can honestly say, for 1.5 years of my marriage, I did not respect myself. I did not respect myself because I was comfortably being a side chick to my husband, because I was waiting on God to do whatever, and that man got his own free will. But the moment that I began to love myself a lot much more, I understood that, for one, I don't really love you like that. I'm really just attached to you. But not only that, I'm worth more. And so a lot of things and a lot of situations like this happen because women don't love themselves enough. Women don't simply love themselves enough. And when I tell you, over the past year, I've had to do the work on myself and really look in the mirror and tell myself, like, how beautiful I am, that I don't deserve to be treated in a certain kind of way. That's why when I take this makeup off at the end of the day, I still feel like a beautiful woman. When I look at myself in the mirror, although, you know, I'm not all the way there with my shape and how I want to be and how I aspire to be, I truly love me. And if I truly love me, I promise you, no other man can make me feel beneath than where I am at this very moment. Do you get what I'm saying? So with that being said, women just really have to learn how to love themselves and even learn how to walk away from the men that they know they don't need to be with. It's crazy out here, and we must respect ourselves much more, because if you don't respect yourself and if you don't love yourself, you can't expect a man to do it either. And if you're not careful, baby, some days the man won't be with her, he gonna be with you, and he gonna go get another one. And that just goes to show you how much women will go to the extent to prove their love to a man, and he don't care. I promise you he don't. And if you like my take or my opinion on this story, make sure you follow me right now. I'm so excited for what's in store for everyone, all of my new followers. Thank y'all for coming to my page. I'm actually going to be revealing a new business venture that I have, which I've already have like my business, but I kind of just took a break, and I've just been discovering certain things again, other things in order.
Yeah, shout out to her and thank you for sharing your story. But yeah, she's told no lies. Oh, it's a lot because she was married. Now, you see how I said before that if the side chick, if the side chick's booking at you, then it's on site, you know what I mean? So like she said, she was speaking to her friend and then she just run up on us. So then you're gonna fight because that's real self-defense. But most side chicks don't even know, you know what I mean, or new girlfriends. Side chicks, they're a side chick for a reason. So let's say the new girlfriend doesn't even know about you, you know what I mean? But yeah, she told no lies. A lot of women do not love themselves. And I've been there, like once you're in a relationship, an engagement, marriage, you kind of do lose yourself and it does become my man, my man. You know, the man's the leader, he's the head, you're meant to be submissive. So you give your all while he's out there cheating, scamming, scheming. Like she said, he had this side chick, he was probably going to get another one. She let him, she knew, you know, a lot of wives know the man's cheating, but they just allow it. They don't want the aggro, they don't want arguments. Most of the time, they just say, just don't get her pregnant. You can do what you're doing. Because, you know, there's that stereotype, you know, a man's gonna do what a man's gonna do. Men are cheaters, and it's just like, no. And now look, now she's mad at God. God has got anything to do with this. I know when people pray for a good husband and then when they get married, it's like, God sent me him. So, you know, so then they start hating on God. Like, listen. So I like that she took time out for herself to find herself, love herself, and love and build that connection back with God. But listen, like that previous man said, man made, man gonna do what you gonna do in it. So definitely do not blame God. But yeah, guys, that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Rest in peace to Kayla, and this whole messy story is crazy. But yes, girlies, do not be a yamed. Do not be male-centered, please. But yeah, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video. Stay safe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.